Hello students, welcome again in the video lecture presentation series on plant ecology. I am Dr. Deepak Koche, Professor, Department of Botany, Sri Shivaji College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Akola, Maharashtra, India. Today I welcome you all in the 6th lecture in the series, and the title of this particular video lecture is Temperature and Ecological Factor. So students, in the earlier lecture also I had told you that temperature is a relative term. Now what exactly is the relative term? Relative term means a term which is not defined absolutely. Suppose when we compare the term temperature with the light, so we usually define light as an electromagnetic spectrum emitted by sun, but temperature cannot be defined as such. You can say that you have fever, that means your body temperature is more than your normal temperature. Okay, but there is no strict definition of the temperature. You have to work out it as a relative related to the hotness or coolness. Okay, so it is measure of how hot or how cold is the object as compared to the other objects. Okay, it is average kinetic energy in an object, and this temperature is measured by the device called as the thermometer. It is the common thing you might have seen. Now we are going to see temperature as an ecological factor. So temperature is one of the most important ecological factors, abiotic ecological factors. It regulates many physiological processes in the plants. All the physiological processes taken place at a maximum rate at specific temperature called as the optimum temperature. If the temperature is optimum, then the rate of that particular reaction, physiological process, it is optimum or maximum. Okay, if it deviates from the optimum temperature, then there is certain variation. It has the adverse effect on the plant life. Now on the basis of temperature requirement, the plants are classified as megatherms, mesotherms, microtherms and hecistotherms. So we will see one by one what exactly is the megatherms. The megatherms are the plants living in high temperature throughout their life and called as the megatherm. For example, plants which are found in tropical rainforest. Okay, these plants which usually exposed to the high temperature throughout the year, those are called as the megatherms, and such plants are found in the equatorial region, tropical region. The tropical rainforest plants, they are always exposed to the high temperature conditions. Okay, the next one is the mesotherms. Now these mesotherms, they are basically the plants living in high temperature of summer alternating with the low temperature of winter. These are called as the mesotherms. For example, deciduous forest plants, because mostly in subtropical regions, the summers they are having high temperature, while the in winter the temperature is low, comparatively very low. So such plants which are exposed to high temperature in summer and low temperature in winter, they are called as the mesotherms. Okay, the another one is the microtherms. These are the plants living in extremely low temperature. These are called as the microtherms. This generally plants which are found at a higher altitude, more than 12,000 feet height, particularly the coniferous plants, they are generally called as the microtherms. Another category is the hecistotherms. These include the plants of Arctic and alpine region. The plants growing growing in freezing temperature, these are called as the hectotherms. Okay. Again, the effect of temperature on major physiological processes that we are going to see here. So the first process is the transpiration. Now we all know that transpiration is nothing but the loss of water from the excess of water from the plant body. So this is the regular process in the plants. So this rate of transpiration is increased when you increase the temperature. That means with increase in temperature, the rate of transpiration is also increases. High rate of transpiration is also increase rate of absorption of water from the soil. So if you increase the temperature, then it directly proportional to the rate of transpiration. Okay. Now this particular temperature as an ecological factor also affects the respiration process. The rate of respiration is proved to increase with the increased temperature. It is maximum at optimum temperature, but if you increase the temperature, the rate of respiration is also increased, but it decreases rapidly beyond the optimum temperature. If the temperature is far more, then it also reduces the rate of respiration. The another process is nothing but the photosynthesis. Now photosynthesis is a major process in the plant world, because without photosynthesis, food synthesis should not be there, and it is the backbone of the entire life. The photosynthesis occurs over a wide range of temperature. The maximum or optimum temperature for photosynthesis in most plants, it is 25 degree to 35 degrees centigrade normally, but in some desert plants photosynthesis can occur at 80 degrees centigrade also. Okay. Most of the algae require lower temperature for their photosynthesis, less than 25 degrees centigrade. Again, the process of photosynthesis stops at 40 degrees centigrade in general. What is the general range? 25 degree to 35 degrees centigrade, and in such condition the process of photosynthesis stops at 40 degrees centigrade temperature in temperate plants and around 50 degrees centigrade in tropical plants. Okay, so this is the effect of temperature on the photosynthesis. The next one is the effect of temperature on general distribution of the plants. So it was noted that temperature and moisture of an area along with the light, it determines the vegetation of that particular area. Plants growing in one type of climate does not grow well in other type of climate. For example, plants growing in a hot region cannot grow in the cold region. Similarly, some crops could not be cultivated in all regions across the globe. Different crops are cultivated in different climatic zones which are having specific type of temperature and other environmental conditions. The types of vegetation that we can found around the globe on the basis of the temperature range, there is different types of vegetation at different temperature. So we know that at equatorial plate there is higher temperature throughout the year. Okay, it receives higher rainfall throughout the year, high light intensity, and that's why they are developing the tropical vegetation or the tropical rainforest. Okay, when we start from equatorial plate to upward towards the alpine zone, towards the polar region, you generally found that the temperature start to decrease. Okay, and then it develops the subtropical vegetation, temperate vegetation again, and the alpine vegetation. Now we will see what exactly is the tropical vegetation. It is the equatorial tropical vegetation which is evergreen. The plants are mostly evergreen plants. The forests are evergreen. They never shed their leaves throughout their lifespan. Okay, because they are having everything in abundance. water is abundant, light intensity is abundant, temperature is very high throughout the year. Then subtropical vegetation. This subtropical vegetation, it is having the deciduous forest or deciduous plant. The plant shed their leaves once in a year. Okay, they are called as the deciduous forest plants. Then the temperate vegetation. Now these are the plants growing in the temperature range of 10 degree to 21 degree centigrade. Okay, and the alpine vegetation is plants growing near the polar region with the freezing temperature. Mostly low growing plants, dwarf plants are included under the alpine vegetation. Okay, it has noted that the researchers have also suggested that this temperature is also affecting the seed germination and spread of different diseases across the globe. Okay, I think I had tried to explain temperature as an ecological factor up to the understanding of UG student. Hope you understood these things, and if you have any query you can comment me, and very soon we will meet again with the next lecture. Till then, goodbye.